Hey, let's talk about games.
What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another video talking about Inquisitor Martyr. Now, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a discussion video on a design choice, and this is a design choice that was made a long time ago, and one I initially thought was a strength of the game, and now I am actually having a little bit of a reconsider, and this was spawned after a chat with one of the patrons, Moody. Shout out to you, Moody. Hope you're doing well. Now, the thing is, I previously felt the season model for Martyr was a very nice change in tempo. The reason I liked it is because you're not starting a fresh character every time there's a new season, trying to race to the ladder and try and do things as quick as you can. And you also don't have to start new characters when new content's released. I know you don't have to do that in all ARPGs, but a lot of them encourage it. In Martyr, instead, what they chose to promote was a system where new content would be bolted on to the end of the existing game and you'd be able to continue. And I thought, you know what, that actually sounds like a novel and nice idea. But, and there is a big but here. The but bit is when we think back to, well, of the 30 or 40%, however much it is now, of people that do recommend Martyr to others, that do click the thumbs up button. What is the thing they all have in common? Generally speaking, it's the narrative, it's the story, it's the actual plot of Martyr is what people enjoy. Now, this is where two design decisions I feel are worth discussing together, because the problem, or one of my biggest issues with Martyr, and this isn't something that's probably ever going to change, I feel it's a bit too late in the design process to do this, but two big issues that really do overlap are, firstly, that you can't share the campaign with someone else. Now, I understand from a narrative point of view, it makes no sense to have two Inquisitors going around doing all these missions together. I kind of get that. Kind of makes sense. Okay. I also understand that cutscenes and things like that, the whole game has to then be tailored to having two of you, and then if there's going to be two of you, there needs to be able to be four of you. Then you've got four Inquisitors running around. I kind of get the whole conceptual idea as to, well, that's not very inquisitorial, so maybe we'll focus it on you being a character. And I do kind of feel that I pay more attention to the story when I'm playing it on my own, and that is maybe a strength of it. But there is certainly an issue, especially when I think of the console launch now. So when we're talking about console and you say to your buddy, oh, hey, do you want to come over tonight and play on this game with me? Oh, cool, let's come and do that. And then what do those guys actually have on the plate? What do they have on offer to them? They've got this, I'm saying quote-unquote open world feature here. They basically got the maps to play, the random missions that aren't quite so random and are very repetitive. And that's all that you can do with your friends is play those. And that is not the best portion of the game. If anything, that's at the other end of the spectrum. That is not where the game shines here. So I think straight away there's a bit of an issue that we have, because what the game has, the magic of the game, the story of the game. Yeah, okay, I do agree you probably do enjoy it more as a single player experience, maybe the first time, maybe some people would enjoy it more sharing it with a friend, but it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem for many people, not for everyone, because plenty of people like playing it on their own. But this is something I reflect on now, and I think, you know what, it is the one thing in Martyr that everyone agrees is quite good, lots of voice acting and all of that. And this leads us neatly onto point number two, and that's that you can't repeat it with an existing character. And I know you can make another character and go through it again. The story's not going anywhere. You can make as many characters as you like. You can play it 100 times. But it's quite enjoyable, and I actually would like to play it again, but at the same point, I don't want to make a new character. And this is that weird thing in ARPGs where we're just kind of used to being able to say, you know what, I really like that chapter actually. I like the maps, I like the missions. Let's go back to that chapter and play that again. And it's quite enjoyable, isn't it? It's quite enjoyable. Diablo 3, Path of Exile, all of that. You go back to the chapter you liked and you do some farming there for some extra stuff. And you get to listen to the dialogues and some of the stories, and it's all very good and wonderful. And it's a pretty cool system. And I understand and I do appreciate it makes no sense to be able to replay events that have actually happened. It makes no sense whatsoever. to be able to go back in time and replay an event that's already happened. I get that. But at the same time, it does make me a little bit sad that if I want to play it again, I have to pause my character and go play with another one. And I can't help but think, you know what would actually save a lot of work? And at the same time, I will put tongue-in-cheek here, because I know the amount of coding work that would have to go into this. It would actually be a shit ton of work to do this. But how about when a player reaches the end of the campaign and they get into the open world area, which, let's face it, is where a lot of people left the game because they were like, ugh. How about you just get the opportunity to do the story again with the same character? Every other game's done it, and I think it was a cool idea to try and not have to do it. But I actually kind of feel like, you know what, if I could play the campaign twice with a character and get to max level, I'd have been much, much happier. I'd have had a lot more fate as well. Now, this is just my thoughts. I mean, this doesn't fix a lot of the issues with variety and choice and all of that. But I do feel like it maybe would have been preferable to the current situation. But I'd love to know what you think. Do you disagree? Do you agree? I'll see you down in the comments. Guys, take care. Have yourself a great week. All the best.